Hey guys, Jay Sherm here. I know I haven't made a video in a while. This quarantine has been killer for everybody. And I've been just keeping my head down and staying busy with work, writing screenplays, doing the things that I do. And I noticed that a lot of my friends are not doing as well as I am. Their health isn't doing so well, their diet's not so good, they've gotten lazy, they've been eating takeout, they're not exercising because the gyms are closed. And I felt like I had to make this video to try to motivate and inspire people because I've been doing the complete opposite. I've been very productive. My diet has been super healthy. I've been exercising at home. I've been staying busy with extracurricular activities, and I'm pretty happy for the most part. So I felt like maybe I should impart my knowledge to others. And a few of my friends told me to make this video, so here I am. The first thing I wanted to mention is last year, 2019, around November, I noticed that my cholesterol numbers when I got my blood tests were super elevated. We're talking over 236 for my total cholesterol, and that's not good. My doctors wanted to put me on a statin. I was overweight. I mean, I didn't look overweight because I'm tall, I'm 6'2", but I was maybe about 190 pounds, and you could tell I was kind of bloated a little bit, and my energy levels weren't great. I had a lot of pain in my joints and my back, so I decided I had to take drastic measures. I just completely went cold turkey and became vegan. And I'm not making this video to talk about veganism and how you should all be vegan. That's not the case. It's just my case because it worked for me, and maybe for you the keto diet or whatever other diet will work for you. I'm just telling you what I did so that you can see that it does work. As a filmmaker and a screenwriter, one of the things that I always strive to do is to show, not tell. So let's get right to it. So here's where the magic happens. Let's take a look and see what it is that I personally eat on a daily basis. We'll start with the cabinets. As you'll see, I have lots and lots of jars of kidney beans, black beans, we have red lentils, we have something that's called TVP. TVP is basically tofu crumbles, and they get hydrated with water. You'll see spelt, which is kind of a wheat berry. More lentils. We have pumpkin seeds. We have chili beans over here. Goji berries. This is garlic. You'll find a sweet potato. It's a pretty big one, actually. You'll find my pink Himalayan sea salt, unsweetened organic ketchup, figs, dates. You'll see some extra firm tofu that is completely packaged in a way that there's no water and there's no preservatives, and it doesn't have to be in the refrigerator, which I like. The shelf life is really high on these. You'll find some cans of tuna fish back here. Of course, I always buy the ones that are safe caught with no salt, just water. There's some pink salmon here, and I like these mussels, these Spanish Goya mussels. They're pickled and full of protein. This is pretty much the only meat that you would consider that I eat, is just a couple, once in maybe 2 of these a month, like mussels, tuna, and a couple of these packets of tuna in the back, like spicy chili tuna or the lemon pepper tuna. I don't eat these very often though, it's like once in a while. Mostly what I'm eating is the tofu, and of course all the protein that you get from all the different stuff. And so here's, again, I have all the way at the top, we have a big bag of quinoa. So I get organic quinoa. I make this in big batches. This tub is full. This used to be my protein powder, and I reconstituted it to use it for brown rice. Here is my steel cut oats. And the steel cut oats is what I eat every single morning for breakfast. And what I do is I meal prep. So I put it into these mason jars. This one has chia seeds in it on the days that I don't work out. And this one does not have chia seeds in it. And I always put in peanut butter with the steel cut oats. This one is the one you want to buy. It's organic. and it's made with Valencia peanuts. You want to find when it says Valencia peanuts, because from what I understand, this is the only peanut butter that does not have mold. I just learned about this actually. Most peanut butters that you buy have something called alpha toxins or aflatoxins or something like that, and it's really bad for you. It causes cancer. So my friend tells me that peanut butter is like one of the only ones that is made with Valencia peanuts, which do not have mold. Let's go back into the fridge for a second. So this is the milk that I drink. It's the Almond Breeze unsweetened original. It has 50% more calcium. Where does it say that? 50% more calcium than regular dairy milk, and it has no carrageenan, free of carrageenan. That's important because it's bad for you. There's a little bit of protein, no sugar. This is what I use to make my coffee every morning, and it tastes really good. Which, by the way, you can use these reusable pods instead of buying, and then I put my own coffee inside these. I put Dunkin' Donuts coffee in here, and I put Gevalia coffee in here. And I'll get back to this cabinet in a second. Coconut water, organic, of course. I use my Vegan-A's if I want mayonnaise, right? I have Better Than Bouillon in here. Better Than Bouillon is probably the best thing you can use as a vegetable broth, which you want to use for your quinoa, your rice, any kind of vegetable broth or soups. And then meal prep. You want to meal prep everything. Here's my hummus. I have some rice. I have some lentil soup down here. I have some carrots that are chopped. Here's the fake butter that I use if I want butter. Sauerkraut. I have some sauerkraut in here. I love pickles. Pickles are good for you because anything pickled like sauerkraut and pickles are super good for you. From here, you'll see I have some prepackaged fruit cups that I use for my smoothie. And what I do is and I have a lot of other frozen berries and things like that inside the freezer, and homemade cupcakes that my friend made me that are vegan and no sugar. So they're, if I do need one, it's frozen. As well as the wraps that I use. For my Mexican food, I use the whole grain sprouted wraps and siete almond flour wraps. These are the best because the ingredients are just super, super, super healthy. So my smoothie, let's get to the smoothie. I have these prepackaged berries, and then I have prepackaged protein powder, chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, goji berries, almonds. And that way I don't have to keep doing that over and over again. Because one of the things I noticed about meal prepping is making everything every single time is time consuming. You have to open up like 5, 6, 7 containers and, spoonful of this, spoonful of that. And it takes time, it's actually really annoying. So I figured, why not prepackage everything so when it's time to make my smoothie, I just dump it in the smoothie container into my NutriBullet and boom, it's done in like 30 seconds. It's a lot quicker. It's a time saver. So I use a combination of this brown muscovado sugar. It's fair trade. I actually have some of it up here. Let's see. This is the one that I use. It's called light muscovado sugar from Mauritius. It's special. I'll let you take a look at it, but it retains much of the flavor of the cane. So the reason I like it is because it is not processed. Okay. You'll see I have figs by the carton load up there. There's my coffee, more black beans, chickpea pasta. I have lots of chickpea pasta because chickpea pasta is super good for you because it's full of protein. And then, of course, I have a couple supplements. So how did I get my numbers down? One of the culprits might have been red yeast rice. Okay. I use boswellia extract for joint pain, and it actually works famously. And I have a couple basic supplements like vitamin D. Let's see, B12. I take a 1-a-day multivitamin, and then I take Bioastin for joint health as well. This is all for like joints, to make your joints feel better. There's some flax seeds back there. Back here I have some beet powder. I put beet powder and flax seeds inside of these containers. Beet powder is another good one. And I have lots of tea. You'll see I have a couple stashed teas back there. I use the chai tea. I have chamomile tea. I have the Buddha turmeric ginger tea. So teas are great for you as well. And of course you'll see a little bit of organic raw honey. In terms of snacks, I have some snacks in here. Mostly I do mixed nuts. Now this is not the container. This is actually Oh, and I basically buy raw nuts and put them in here. The Siete chips, the grain-free tortilla chips, the ingredients, look at those ingredients. It's just fantastic. So these are the chips that I use with my salsa. Again, I have the milk here in case I run out of the cold milk. Some pretzels, and I make my own popcorn with kernels instead of buying the bad stuff. You just put it in a bag and put it in the microwave. So that's just some of the stuff that I have here at the house. There's probably other things as well. Like for example, I didn't go through my fruit, right? So in terms of fruit, I have, first you'll see lettuce, carrots, lots of carrots, and then oranges, mangoes, apples, kiwi, which I ran out of, but there's mangoes, apples, limes, lemons, and of course, avocado, which by the way, I'm gonna put that on the counter for later. Let that thaw out a little bit. So I'm constantly eating fruits and vegetables, and then of course inside the freezer I have a ton of vegetables kind of frozen. I got broccoli, I got beans, I have one of my favorite peas and carrots. Jenny, more peas and carrots. More broccoli, and you'll see some frozen soups back there and some frozen meatballs, and I got some frozen veggie burgers. So once in a while, you know, I do want some meat, you know, and I can't eat real meat, so I eat the fake stuff. Now in terms of like cereal, right? So I buy a couple different types of cereal that I think are healthy. Multi-grain spoonfuls, Kashi honey toasted organic cereal, and Kashi cinnamon harvest. The key really is to look at the ingredients, right? When you see whole grain wheat, cane sugar, cinnamon, protein 7 grams, sugar 9 grams, that's pretty good, right? Same with this one here. You want to look at the sugar content, protein content, and the ingredients. And this is the one I've been eating for the past week or so. Whole grain oats, you know, there's really just not much in here, and the sugar and the protein is really low. So I just kind of want to emphasize, when you buy cereal, you want to stay away from anything where the sugar is a lot higher than the protein. So if the protein and the sugar are very close to each other, you're probably in a good spot, especially if the sugar is less than 10 grams. As you saw, mine were like 3, 5, and 7 or something like that. So keep the sugar content low. That's the important thing. As you see, I don't have any sugary foods really in my house. It's mostly fruit, a little bit of honey, a little bit of sugar for my coffee, and I don't use a lot of that. I use the erythritol, the monk fruit. I didn't show you the package, but the package is actually right here. So it's this monk fruit sweetener made with erythritol. This is the one that I use for my coffee. And my almond milk is unsweetened, so there's no sweetener in the almond milk. Now, when it comes to making all this food, the best thing you can do is use a trusty Instant Pot. I use this one here, a blender to make your oat milk, because what I do is I put oats in here, and the oats that you want to use are these. Actually, I didn't show you that, so I use these, Bob Red Mill extra thick rolled oat. You put a cup of these inside the blender, and you put 4 cups of water or so inside the blender, and you blend it for about a minute, and then you strain it out into a container. And I actually use one of these almond milk containers, and I just put a piece of duct tape on it so I know which one is which. And this is my oat milk. This is my oat milk here. Instant Pot for the rice, beans, lentils, pretty much anything, and it's amazing. The air fryer I use to make sweet potato fries or my tofu, which comes out crispy. And then the NutriBullet for my smoothies. And that's pretty much all I use. I mean, yeah, I use the oven, of course, and a stove to cook pasta and other things like quinoa. I'll do quinoa on here. I'll do my onions and garlic on here. I'll do the fake meatballs on here. Inside the oven, I'll bake the tofu. Of course, I have a trusty microwave and a toaster. And a rice cooker over there, which I don't use anymore. Poor little thing is hiding in the corner because now I use the Instant Pot more than anything. And that's pretty much everything in terms of how to prepare. Now, what do I use to prepare are this magnificent corner of condiments, such as organic apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar. Of course, can't go wrong with Frank's Red Hot. And I love these cocoa aminos. It's kind of like soy sauce. Red wine vinegar, olive oil. Of course, you want to get that extra light. stuff. And then over here, inside this thing, I use avocado oil. Of course, tahini, Tabasco sauce, sesame oil. This is a sprinkle of all sorts of herbs. Nutritional yeast, definitely a staple. And there's a whole variety of stuff here. Paprika and cumin and chili powder and garlic powder and dill powder. And over here I have my pink Himalayan sea salt and crushed black pepper. An assortment of wine, because you need to be able to drink wine, of course. I have rice vinegar sometimes, glaze. I know this one's not vegan, Worcestershire sauce. I don't use it very often. It does have, I believe, anchovies. Yeah, but you know what? I eat seafood, so therefore sometimes it's okay to use Worcestershire sauce on like a fake burger. If I feel like having like a steak, I'll get like a fake burger and I'll put some Worcestershire sauce on it. Kind of makes me feel like I'm eating a steak. So there you have it, folks. That's pretty much my diet. As you can see, it's super healthy. I was able to get my numbers down from total cholesterol 236 down to 190. Diet is only half the battle. You know, as Wolfie here will tell you, we have to do a lot of exercise, which means it's time for his walk, for example, and I take 2 walks with him a day, but I'm also constantly exercising here in my house, especially now in quarantine. I'm using a variety of tools to simulate the gym since I can't go to the gym. For example, I built my own barbell out of broken Bitcoin machines. This one is just a regular Bitcoin machine and I use it for triceps. So I just lift it up behind my head. This one I use as a barbell. These ankle weights that I put on my legs and they're really heavy. And then I have a yoga mat with a foam roller. And then I have a bag full of resistance bands. And I'll just basically hang out here in my living room and I will do my exercise just basically in this whole area here. This room becomes a gym. Almost forgot one thing, stay hydrated. So I'm taking a water break. Drink a lot of those every single day. So I can't stress how important it is, especially during quarantine, to stay active. As you can see, I have a standing desk, so that way I'm not sitting all day long. And I think that part of what people are doing at home is they're sitting on the sofa all day, they're laying in bed all day, they're not being active. So standing desk for me is a really good idea. Of course, if I'm like editing a movie, then I would sit at this desk and edit the movie. But for the most part, I'm standing at my desk or I'm standing at my other desk that I have upstairs. So this is my screenwriting room. And as you see, it's beach themed. I like to feel like I'm at the beach when I'm in this room. And I'm also standing when I'm working on my screenplay. This is my screenwriting board. As you can see, I'm getting close to finishing Act 2. Pretty cool, exciting stuff. But you know, it's always smart to have a nice room where you feel like you're away from your house, away from reality. In my case, I feel like I'm at the beach. I mean, it looks like I'm at the beach, right? But you know, to have a room where you can get away and kind of clear your thoughts and relax and meditate. I have these infrared lights. If I turn them on, it gets very hot right here, and it feels like you're in front of the sun. These are not UV rays, these are infrared lights. And then up top I have the what's called full spectrum lights. These are the other lights that the sun gives you. So when I turn those red lights on, I have infrared, I have full spectrum. I'm actually getting full burst of sunlight energy, but no UV rays. So between that and clearing my head, working on my screenplay, taking my dog for a walk, exercising, and the crazy diet that I'm on, that to me is not crazy, but to other people, they think it's crazy. It's been helping me really finally get to probably the healthiest I've ever been in my entire life. So I'm sure you noticed that I have plants all around my house, and my front yard I have a bird feeder and other plants, so I'm kind of feeding the local animals. And over on this side of the house, you'll notice that I have even more plants. I have some here, I have one hanging up here, I have some little ones in the kitchen on the windowsill here. And I just like plants. I think that You know, even my friend even gave me this really cool avocado plant. So I think that's pretty cool. And I don't know how long it's going to last. She says I'm going to kill it, but we'll see. But so I think plants are also, you know, super helpful because you get fresh air. You have to water them and take care of them. So it's kind of like a routine. And anything you can do to keep active, keep busy, stay productive is probably the smartest thing you can do during quarantine. So many people have become lazy and just binge watching Netflix, which I also do. I watch TV, I watch movies. I'm a filmmaker, so I love to watch movies, but you should limit it to only maybe 1 or 2 hours every night and stay productive during the day. Like all morning, all afternoon, just stay productive. Don't go to the TV until it's really late at night, then watch a little bit of TV. That's the best way to do it, is just stay active doing things. One of the things I've been doing in my spare time has been practicing the piano, just learning songs. And also I've been using the app Duolingo to learn how to speak Portuguese. Eu sou homem. Ele é cachorro. I'm a man and he's a dog. So why not spend some time doing that? Learn an instrument, learn a language. You might as well. People always say, oh, I don't have the time to learn, or I've always wanted to learn a language or learn an instrument. And now you're stuck at home on quarantine. It's the perfect time. I've been doing it, and you don't have to do it for like an hour. Do it for like 5 minutes. I practice the piano for like maybe 15 minutes a day. I practice Duolingo twice a day in the morning and at night, maybe 5-10 minutes each time. I learn a couple new phrases, or I revisit the old phrases, or I learn new words. And one of the last things I want to tell you guys is doing what I do feels like a part-time job. It shouldn't feel like a chore, but it is, because it's so time consuming. So coming up with these little, you know, shortcuts like meal prepping, using containers, doing your laundry while you're exercising to go up and down the stairs and lift the laundry baskets, and small little things. And especially having a routine, you know, it really helps, even though it's hard, because most people get lazy and they don't want to keep doing it. Now, I've been doing this since November 21st. That's the day that I started doing this, because this is before the quarantine. My health was not great. I was not overweight. I was maybe 190 pounds. I'm down to about 170, so I lost 20 pounds. But my cholesterol levels and my blood pressure were just completely off the charts, and the doctors wanted to give me statins and other pills, and I said, no, I don't want to do that. So I took these drastic measures, and I'm telling you right now, it's not easy. It's definitely going to be hard for you, especially cutting out sugar. And when you cut out sugar, for example, switching to fruits immediately, it gives you some sort of, you know, comfort, even though you're gonna struggle for 2 weeks, at least maybe 1 week. The withdrawal period for sugar is not good. It's tough. But also, one thing I learned is you can pretty much eat anything that you want to eat as long as you choose the healthier alternative. So all the foods I showed you are healthier alternatives to things that you normally eat. So if you want French fries, make sweet potato fries. If you want milk, buy almond milk. If you want burgers, buy fake burgers. If you want General Tso's chicken, make General Tso's tofu. So you can pretty much still eat everything that you want to eat, just pick the healthier alternative. And snacks are a big part of my day. I'll eat raw nuts a couple times, maybe once or twice a day. I'll do pecans, walnuts, cashews. I'll eat pistachios sometimes, and almonds, of course. So just keeping the snacks healthy, you know, protein bars that are healthy, you know, salsa with chips, pita chips with hummus, pretzels, things that aren't bad for you. And if you do buy something that is bad for you, pick the healthier version of it. If you can stick to this diet, and you can stick to the exercise, and you can stick to the staying productive, you know, look at me, piano, learning a language, writing a screenplay, exercising, meal prepping, working downstairs on my regular job. And if you just keep doing that every day, it becomes a routine. And before you know it, a month has gone by. You start to feel better. Your energy comes back. 2 months later, you're noticing you're losing weight, a lot of it, and also still feeling good about it. after like 3 months, you don't even want the junk food. You don't want the sugar anymore. You're so used to this new diet that you don't want it anymore. On May 21st, it'll be 6 months for me. I can't even imagine going back to the way I was eating before. I don't want that food anymore. I don't want the sugary pastries and brownies and cupcakes and cookies and stuff like that. I don't want it. I don't want ice cream. I don't even think about ice cream. You know, I still eat the healthier alternatives. Like my friend made me vegan brownies and vegan cupcakes, and she even made me vegan ice cream once. It was delicious. So I still eat the things that I love, just not very often, and I eat the healthier alternatives to it. Once you get to this point, you'll realize it's not that hard anymore. You just got to stick to it for at least 1 or 2 months, and you'll see the results. If you're trying to lose weight or try to get healthier numbers, it'll happen if you just follow it. Maybe not the one that I do, maybe don't follow the way I do it, but follow the one that works for you. For example, I eat like 90% plant-based meals. As you saw, everything in my fridge and my cabinet, it's all vegan. But I still eat the occasional tuna fish or salmon or mussels or crabs, but it's just not often. It's like maybe once or twice a month at the most. So for me, I consider myself mostly vegan. I know that sounds silly, but I consider myself mostly vegan because like 95% of my meals are vegan. But the animal protein that I eat in terms of tuna fish, salmon, or mussels, it's like once or twice a month. So I feel like it doesn't hurt my body because I know it doesn't, because my numbers are fabulously low now. So if you find yourself able to eat animal protein and it doesn't hurt your body, go for it. It hurts my body badly. I've known because I've been experimenting on myself for years now, and chicken, beef, turkey, pork, it just kills me. It makes my numbers go up. It makes me feel like crap. I don't feel good. My energy levels go down. I'm tired. My stomach hurts. Everything about animal protein is bad for me, but seafood, for whatever reason, it doesn't hurt my body. So I've been eating that little by little here and there. But maybe you can't have any animal protein. Maybe you can have some animal protein. Whatever works for you. All I can say is you're not alone. It's gonna be hard, but you can do it. And if you do, you'll be really happy you did. Good luck out there, guys. Hopefully we can get through this COVID-19 safely and healthy and with great numbers. So, talk to you soon.